Happy Monday, and welcome here to another edition of Husker Online Headlines. Sean Callahan, Steve Sipple, right back into it.
Do you recognize what's going on here?
Football.
Yeah,
Football.
And we're already a week removed from Las Vegas. We were going to Las Vegas at this time last week. Is that right? About this time?
We left on Monday.
Yeah. We're traveling to Las Vegas. See how quickly things move, Sean. We were traveling to Las Vegas for Big Ten Media Days. We just got a ton of information. And then today already we get another load of information.
So that sets it up here. No need for some coffee maker talk here or water cooler talk.
Coffee maker talk.
You don't want to hear about my swim weekend.
I mean,
let's get into
maybe
ball.
we do that at the end of the show.
We'll talk ball here, Coach.
Yeah, it's the first day of preseason camp.
Well, let's get into it. Headline number
day,
one. Nebraska opens up fall camp. They're back at camp. Some early observations as Nebraska takes the camp. Number one, they're outside on that new grass practice surface.
Mm-hmm.
And, they put that in really in June, late June was when they laid down the turf itself. But it's a Bermuda grass. So it's meant to grow. It's meant to grow in like Texas and Georgia. Arrowhead Stadium runs a Bermuda grass, but it thrives in heat.
Is that right?
There are no heating.
That's good info.
There's no heating elements though in it. So the one real issue is on the real big first frost, that blend of grass does go dormant,
meaning
it can't grow or keep green. So I think the Chiefs do this too. You can replace it quickly. Like the roots of that grass attach quickly. So let's say in November, some point, they had to replace some of it. They can easily kind of maintain this field over the course of a year if they had to do like over a bye week or something, do more work to it. But it is a phenomenal surface. The footing is good. And look, the old stuff they used before, I was talking to somebody over there, it looked like $1 million. But the footing wasn't great. It was more of your Kentucky bluegrass or fescue that we have around here. Just didn't offer the best day-to-day footing. This is going to give the elite footing. I mean, it looks literally like field turf when you walk up on it.
It does. You can barely tell the difference. I think what we should also mention is a safety discussion. If you just put your foot on this, it just feels safe. There's more of a cushion. And this is, come on, I mean, a lot of this is just a safety discussion. Coach Rule talked about Big Ten Media Days in Las Vegas, 24 ACL injuries in the 4 years prior to him taking the job, 49 knee injuries, serious knee injuries total. That's, Sean, isn't that what this is about? A lot of it anyway? A lot of it?
Yeah, just a faster, safer surface with good footing. And the roots in this surface are already 1.5 inches in the ground. So like it does take hold quickly.
The roots are 1.5 inches in already.
Yeah. So it's a very quick, so the heat this week will actually be good for it.
Wow. You know a lot about this.
I asked a few questions, but that was observation number one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, and it looks, Rule goes the old standard. It looks like Augusta. It does look nice. It looks, I wrote in the notes, it looks nicer than Augusta.
All 125 players in camp for Nebraska.
Okay.
So there is no more fall camp roster. Everybody's a part of the roster. And I was thinking about this, like the transition from spring to fall camp, not that big of a deal because there's probably maybe 10 at most guys that weren't a part of spring ball.
Mm-hmm.
And those were the high school kids that stayed back and finished up their senior year. Other than that, it's not like a first day where you have a bunch of walk-on kids trying to run around and learn their way around the field. So I do think you hit the field today a little bit more advanced probably than you would have in years past.
Yeah, there's that. It looked organized. It always looks really organized to me, but it didn't look like there was any mayhem of any sort. It always looks very impressive to me from a organization standpoint, from this intensity standpoint. Like, real quick, when we walked in, what's the first? And I wonder, Sean, I was going to ask you, do you think Donovan Raiola does this on purpose? When we walked in, they were doing this drill where 5 guys line up, first team, second team, first 5, then the second 5, then they explode off the line of scrimmage for 10 yards. And it just looks great. I mean, it's intense. Donovan's yelling. Aaron, his assistant Colleen is yelling, and it's like, okay, here we go. Here we are. I wonder if Donovan times it up. Like,
no,
you don't think?
I mean, I think it's determined what we're in there for, though. Like, we weren't in there at the start of practice.
No,
it was like they picked a portion in the middle.
Yeah.
That we'll get something out of, but probably not too much.
Although, is this where we talk about what we did get out of it?
Well, yeah. I mean,
we got some stuff out of it.
Well, like one of the things, the running back discussion continues to be a big topic of discussion. Who will be the number 1, 2 after Emmett Johnson? Clearly, Emmett Johnson's the number 1 guy.
And he looks good, by the way.
Looks quick, lean, confident,
bigger.
But the number 2 spot, going into it, Quentin Ives at least kind of had the early delegates, had the early votes, but not so fast, my friend. And then here we are, the first day. Quentin Ives pulls up
in a drill,
and here's a clip of it. This happened to be the part that we were at practice, and you'll see Quentin Ives pull up on his hamstring here on this little run here, and had to remove himself from the practice at that point.
Well, he had to, and he wasn't happy. I saw it. I felt for him. I saw him get on the bike, and hey, Sean, he was upset. I mean, and I get it, but I think he'll be okay.
Well, because you have Mekhi Nelson, who looked really good physically.
Mekhi is really fast and explosive, and he's just like Rule said. Rule addressed this after the practice. He's just got to put it all together. Rule always points out.
And there's Ives, by the way, on the bike.
Yeah, Rule always points out that position is not just like it used to be. It's not like Franco Harris. We're just going to load him up and just run the ball. Don't worry about too much else. You got to know. You got to pass block. You got to do a lot of. You got to catch the ball. There's a lot that goes into it. So you have to fashion your game that way. But Mekhi, I would say this: Mekhi Nelson might be the best pure runner after. I think he is the best
Emmett.
Pure runner after Emmett. Just pure runner.
Without seeing, though, Isaiah Mosey. I mean, we don't have a big.
Well, that's true.
We don't have a big sample size of him.
Number 22 now. Now we're number 22. That's a great number for a running back.
Was that Gabe Irvin's previous number?
I think so. But it's a great number for a running back.
Corey Ross was at one time 22. Then he switched to 4.
Yeah. I like 4 better, but 22 is a good running back number. So yeah, that was an unfortunate part. I didn't see anything else like that. I didn't see anybody gimping off. It was interesting for me to watch. Oh, we're going to talk about Archie Wilson. So table that.
Don't run the whole show out here in the first headline.
That.
Okay.
I thought that. Can I say this? When you look at the offensive line, well, let's just say this, in Vegas, Rule said. Did you catch that? That Rule said in the spring that was our best position group, not the receivers. The offensive line.
They're grown men.
Woo! Wow. I mean, there's like Pritchett looks great, but I say the best looking offensive lineman over there is Latofsky. I don't know what's going on.
Pritchett looks pretty dang good too, though.
Pritchett looks really good, but I think Latofsky, the eye test thing is I tip the scales to Latofsky. You mentioned Brendan Sty. He looks like an old school Nebraska lineman. Those guys that were like Uyghur, where they were just hulks, but they didn't have any body fat.
And those old school pictures where they'd all be wearing like their Letterman's jacket, like standing in a cornfield.
Exactly.
On a tractor.
Exactly. But Uyghur, you remember Uyghur, how hulking he was, but he didn't. It was like he didn't have any fat. That's how. I mean, Latofsky's chiseled. 6'6", 320 chiseled. Hello.
All right. A couple injury notes. I just want to go through what we got.
Yeah, go.
Gabe Moore, Trent Euler, Roger Gradney, Preston Talmua, all watched in yellow jerseys, meaning they were out. Turner Corcoran and defensive lineman Jalen George were in green non-contact jerseys.
They were practicing pretty hard, though.
Yeah, and they have big hopes for George. But yeah, Gabe Moore came in as a guy from Mississippi State as a transfer, sat out the year for injury last year. It just doesn't seem like it would take a lot for him to find himself in the conversation.
He's got a ways to go. That's all right. I mean, he's got time.
Carter Nelson, though, full go practice. Mac Markway, full go.
The only thing that on Carter is they held him out of special teams stuff. Probably just to overload him. Boy, he looked, Sean. Remember when he told us last summer when we ran across him at camp and he said, never lifted weights seriously in my life. Well, fast forward a year, he's lifted weights.
Yeah, when you play 3 sports at a high level, you don't have time to lift a lot of weights.
Any other injuries you need to?
That's it early. So that was the report from fall camp, from the observations we had. As far as, let's make sure we didn't miss anybody. Matt Rule did go through some more. Demetrius Bell wasn't out there.
Not out there.
Jamarian Parker.
Not out there.
Nolan Fennessy had a knee injury in the spring, not out there. Bodie Sukup, not out there, quarterback out of Blair. And then Connor Keneally, which we've known will be out. But of that group, I would say Demetrius Bell, Malcolm Simpson did undergo surgery as well.
Malcolm Simpson, who we saw in June, and we loved the way he looked, but he had surgery along with Juju Marks, and those big men both had surgeries, and they'll be out indefinite period.
So that's kind of your update. Simpson's kind of a blow of that group, and then
that's what I'd say.
You wonder about Bell. I mean,
Demetrius Bell really flashed not last spring, the previous spring. So 2 springs ago, remember in the spring game, I thought Demetrius Bell dropped a pass or something, but I just thought he looked great. And I don't know what's going on there. Nobody asked to follow up on Bell.
And we've taken some heat in comments like on our stories and on YouTube. Why don't you guys include him in that upper group of wide receivers? Why? We haven't seen him.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to put him up there until we know he's up there.
Right. No, I agree.
I'm not going to go off 2 years ago stuff.
Right.
I'm going to go off what's happening right now.
Right. So he's not out there.
And I'm sure if he gets back, he can make a run. But.
Journalism discussion. You were sitting there. I was sitting there. I kind of wanted to ask a follow, like, where's Bell? But you got to kind of pick your spots, you know?
Yeah, and I don't think Matt Rule's going to show his whole hand there anyway.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's day one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. If Bell's still out, if fast forward a week, if he comes out, Rule, and says Bell's still out, then you got to ask, okay, what's the deal there?
Camp's basically 3 weeks. Then you really move into game prep.
Yeah.
So these 3 weeks
it's gonna go fast.
Will go quickly, and it's a pretty standardized schedule from my understanding. They're basically going to be Monday through Saturday, 3 weeks in a row with Sundays off.
It hit today. I mean, they were rolling.
All right, let's before we go to headline number 2. Husker Online Headlines brought to you by Billings Group. They're a trio of financial advisors made up of Lance and his 2 sons-in-law, Josh and Nate. They're based in Salina, Kansas, and they help clients all across the Midwest and beyond make smart, confident decisions about their money. From your first real paycheck to your financial retirement party, Billings Group is here to walk you through the highs and the lows. Billings Group, financial advisors by your side for life's journey. Visit them at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FIRNA SIPC. Advisory services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
You've come a long way on that.
That's fall camp mode right there.
Yeah,
baby.
You come a long way on that.
All right.
You got the playbook down.
Headline number 2, dorms, no coaches allowed. And for the second year in a row, or third year in a row, Nebraska is in the Selleck dorm building right on the heart of campus next to the student union. And the team will stay there for just 1 week this year, not, closer to 2 weeks like we've seen in the past. And, I was talking to somebody before practice about that, and they said it's one of those things where Coach Rule always evaluates the situation, kind of looks at things from the holistic picture. And, I think 1 week is kind of the magic number. I think you get what you want to accomplish, but you do want to make sure your players are getting the right kind of rest and handling themselves. But the big story is the coaches, though, are not in the dorm, and that's not by their choice. It's by the players' choice.
The players asked if the coaches wouldn't stay in there. What Rule said is they want it to be their thing, their team. So a team that's willing to take ownership and govern itself for a week in a dorm, that's a sign of growth. There will be operations people in there. It's not like, there'll be non-players in there.
We go over there. It's just a massive party.
There's women streaming in and out.
You go over there like, well, I can see why the coaches aren't around. They better not be around for what's going on over here.
No, they're not. That's not happening.
It's not happening.
That's not happening. But yeah, Rule said as much as
sorority rush is going to run through Selleck dorm building this year.
No. Rule's funny. He said, as much as I love staying in the dorm, I was happy to oblige, tongue in cheek. I think he actually does it on some levels enjoy it. But yeah, the players, I was sort of an interesting development, right?
Yeah, just the players kind of want to run the show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they want to run the block.
There's a lot of grown men over there. I mean, I covering college athletics, it dawned on me probably several years ago, actually, but you deal when you cover a team with boys, some of them, and then you're dealing with others like Teddy Prohaska, Henry Letofsky. I'd say there's a bunch of guys I could name. Then you're dealing with men. Like there's grown men you deal with, then some of them are still boys. You know what I mean? When they come in, a lot of them it's very evident. Yeah, the kid is that's just a kid.
Well,
but then by the time they get out of here, you're like, I ain't a kid anymore.
Kids don't like stay like overnight like that, you know, as we did. You know, it's like an adjustment for some guys.
Good point. It will be an adjustment for young guys.
Like we've talked about when we were growing up, you'd go to like Creighton basketball camp, or did you say Dana? You went to Dana?
Yeah, I went to Dana. Yeah.
Dana College.
Yeah, it's Dana or Dana, one of the Dana. But yeah, I went to the Dana basketball camp.
But you'd stay for like a week in the dorm.
In the dorm.
You did that a lot in the 90s and the 80s.
Didn't think much of it.
But it's not really the norm for you. I mean, it still happens, like Mark Manning's wrestling camp, but a lot of kids to stay kind of in like something out of their comfort zone and a dorm, it is an adjustment.
Well, I would say that Selleck isn't a comfort zone, you know, those, especially for the bigger guys, those little beds. But, and you know, a lot of the creature comforts that you get used to aren't over there. You know, you don't have a big lounge chair to go home to and watch your big screen.
Well, that dorm building's practically 100 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Osborne got his start at Nebraska he monitored Selleck dorm for Devaney.
And he impressed Devaney with the job he did.
In 62. And then Devaney
1962
made him a GA.
Yeah.
So there's some history with Nebraska football in the Selleck dorm building, because it all started there with Osborne and Devaney. And he gave him kind of a job that nobody really wanted to do, basically babysit a dorm floor.
And there's probably somebody like Osborne over there, right? There is. I mean, Matt Rule mentioned it.
Gus Felder and his team.
Gus Felder and his team of guys. So there's probably like a Tom Osborne type over there.
From there, they recognized the value, and all of a sudden, within a few years, Osborne was calling plays, and years later, he was the head coach.
So he called plays for 5 national title teams. That's the one thing that always freaks me out about Osborne. He called plays for 5 national title teams.
Yeah, even Saban, you know, all his great runs. I mean, he had so many different coordinators because they all got head coach jobs.
Yeah. But anyway, that was a kind of a key bit of information today.
So the players are running the show, and I think the proximity of Selleck is perfect. Like, it is so close to that new facility.
It is.
I mean, so in the morning,
good point.
You got to be there at 6:30.
Yeah,
you're going to maximize that sleep and just get up and walk over and have breakfast.
It's like a minute walk, right?
Yeah, I've walked that walk all summer around there.
You do that because of kids
swimming. I walked from Devaney, around the stadium and around Greek Row and Selleck and the Union back to Devaney. It's like a 2.5 mile, 3 mile walk.
Good for you, Sean.
But it's close. I mean, it's right there. So if that's what you were doing for a week and you weren't going anywhere else, it's perfect.
Yep. And we should mention, it's a leadership council that determined that they would stay by themselves. It's not not an entire team vote. I don't know who's on the council. I don't even think they call it the leadership council. It's
the Unity Council. Remember, that's what you
said. Yeah, Unity. It's not. They don't call it that anymore. But it's like a leadership group.
We, the media, used to make way too big of a deal about
we did
the Unity Council, and you tried to like get details about it.
Who's on the Unity Council?
And you really tried. And Rule's done a good job of just not really making a big deal about that.
Tempering that discussion a little
There's
bit.
A leadership council like with any team, but I do think having your team all here, you prevent, like if you had to have every player report every morning at 6:30, you're naturally going to have guys that have an issue that get late for some reason.
Yeah. This kind of removes some of the possibility of that happening. And it's good. It's the first week. You don't want any interruption. You don't want your starting running back late because he blew out a tire or something like that. No, I mean, they're right there. So there'll be no interruption.
Speeding ticket.
Yeah, something stupid.
Yeah, getting 125 guys somewhere on time at 6:30, ready to go is.
Yeah, I mean, we see it. We see it in our little group of HuskerOnline guys when we meet in the hotel lobby. There's always something like, now, yeah, somebody's late. That's 5 guys, 4 guys.
All right. Let's take it on to headline 3. Before we do that, HuskerOnline headlines brought to you by BRUNT Workwear. And if you're not familiar with BRUNT, premium products, not just boots, lots of just general work shoes, heavy duty stuff though. I mean, you can get BRUNT wear and BRUNT boots that are fireproof. Now we don't need the fireproof boots for what we do. But we both have a really, really sharp pair of BRUNT workwear boots. Yep. You like you wear yours all the time.
I wear mine a lot. I'll start wearing them more when it cools off a little bit next week.
But yeah, it comes in great. And then they also have lots of great, apparel and clothes that you can get with BRUNT. They had their 4th of July line earlier, the American made work shirt.
Mm-hmm. Those are nice.
I was going to get you that.
Yeah, that'd be great if you did.
Let's see if Megan can find that one. I don't know if we have it anymore, but we've got a great special with BRUNT. If you've never tried it, we've talked about it on the show quite a bit. We're going to give you $10 off BRUNT with the code Husker. Just simply go to bruntworkwear.com/Husker. That promo code's Husker. We're going to give you $10 off that order of BRUNT. Again, that's bruntworkwear.com/Husker. Promo code Husker. You'll get $10 off that order of BRUNT. And you'll look as cool as Steve Sipple.
Yeah, good luck with that.
There it is, the American Worker. That is your shirt.
Why do you always say that?
Oh, you would wear the hell out of that shirt.
Let me see it.
You would wear that. Oh, you're not even paying attention.
Well, I was on another screen, but yeah,
you would wear the hell out of that.
Sean. I do like that. I do like that shirt. You're right. It's got a big wrench on there.
Missing Tooth Greg would be all about that shirt.
Yeah, I think he would be. I do like that wrench. It's an interesting. That's a big old wrench now
with a bald eagle just holding the. I mean, it just should say Sipple. All right,
overdoing this one.
Push that one a little too far, but let's take it to headline number 3. Archie Wilson and his bag of tricks. Punter Archie Wilson from Australia. We got our first look at him. Mm-hmm. And a few things jumped out. Number 1, his physical size.
Bigger than I thought.
I mean, you could almost mistake him for
a linebacker.
A position player.
Yeah, a linebacker.
Not a punter.
Yeah, he's as big as a linebacker. They list him 6'2", 215. 6 foot. So that's the first thing I thought. Wow, he's big dude.
But just the way he can punt with both his left and his right foot, the way he can, Matt Rule said, throw the ball. I mean, there's a
throw and run. How about Rule today?
In his bag of tricks. And it's almost like he intentionally puts that out there. So Cincinnati's, when they're hearing about this guy, they have to prepare for it now.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. I think that's what Rule did today. He said, literally said this. I think the ability he has to run the ball and throw the ball is great. We proved last year we're willing to fake the ball.
Since Cincinnati's special teams coordinator just threw his coffee cup this morning.
Right. I think what he can do is fantastic. He can roll right. He can roll left. He can really run. He's fast. And he can throw. Yeah, you're right. If I'm the Cincinnati special teams coach, which, by the way, he started in May. I mean, yeah, their special teams coach has a lot to think about.
In Rule breaking down the banana ball.
Which I didn't.
And I love the classic Sipple. What exactly is a banana ball?
I still don't. I'm sure he explained it just fine, but I didn't understand. I still don't. Do you understand?
So instead of punting the ball straight,
okay,
you punt it the other direction.
Okay,
sideways.
Oh,
up the middle, and then the ball rotates the other like a boomerang instead of a spiral.
Oh, okay. Rule.
I mean, the ball can only do about 2 things. It can go one way or the other way. What is a banana? What is a banana ball?
Rule explained it well. It went over my head. So he can kick a banana ball. And we saw him. I mean, okay, now he didn't punt during practice, but
he did.
Well, he was punting. Well, Rule said he didn't punt. Probably didn't he
was doing some warm-up punts.
Yeah, he was doing some, and I watched him, and he uncorked one. I mean, he's you can tell he's good because it looks effortless, and then the ball goes 50 yards. Like, I'm like, okay, all right.
Now, but when you look at him, you can kind of see, if you get a good Aussie rules punter or Aussie style punter, why they're in demand.
Yeah.
I mean, they're different looking than American punters.
A lot of them.
Because if you're an Aussie rules football player, you're an elite athlete in Australia. You're not just a guy that can't play wide receiver, so you learn how to punt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sam Foltz was the exception to that. You know, in Australia, these are like the elite athletes.
Archie Wilson.
And they have to punt left and right. They have to be able to throw the football and do different things. So I am intrigued to watch what he can bring.
Well, of course you are. It's a huge story. I mean, it's a huge story in camp. And I can tell you, number 83, I can tell you that Mike Eckler's very excited about number 83.
Oh, he was jumping around like Christmas.
Yeah.
He always is, though.
He is. He injects energy, but he's wearing a big – I saw him walking next to Archie Wilson. He's just wearing a big smile. Like, here he is, guys. This is just going to be big.
The kicker battle, don't really have a great read on that. I mean, between Kyle Cunanan and John Hall. I mean, Alvano is here too. But it feels, from what we've heard, you know, the two that are going to be really battling it more than likely, it's Cunanan versus Hall.
Yeah, Hall and Cunanan. Then Cunanan's the backup punter. Camden Cook was out there, but if push comes to shove, it'd be Cunanan as the backup.
So in that case, too, you wonder on Holder who that would be, and
I don't know.
I think Gramstad is someone to look at.
That makes
for the
sense.
Holder, because you would Cook holds too, but I don't know if you need to travel Cook if Cunanan is a backup punter as well.
Yeah, and I say, I mean, that was the plan this summer with Cunanan as a backup punter. You know, maybe Cook could come in and change that plan, right? Maybe he could come in and convince them otherwise, but that was the plan in June.
The beautiful thing is that Archie Wilson is here for 4 years.
Oh, that is beautiful.
I mean, you got a guy for 4 years.
Yeah, you got to keep him, got to pay him if he starts going good, you know.
Well, and there's rules with international guys, though. I mean, I don't know what the rev share. I mean, I'm sure out of rev share you're fine, but NIL and things are different.
God, it's good news. I mean, we're jumping the gun a little bit on thinking he's going to be great, but it sounds really promising to me.
I mean, it's hard to even get a hold of the guy. Like, I mean, we're pretty good at locating people. We couldn't locate Archie Wilson.
We dealt with that other punter too that came from Australia that a few years ago. Cherney.
I got him. I
couldn't
found
get
him
on
Facebook.
Oh, really? Yeah, you did get a hold.
And I hit him on Messenger, and I interviewed him on Messenger.
That's right. You didn't have any problem.
My all-time favorite was Pat Smith.
Pat Smith.
Think how hard it would be to locate a person in America named Pat Smith.
Especially he was from Chicago, wasn't he?
Yeah, that area.
Yeah.
And I was able to find him, and he said to me, he goes, I'm pretty impressed you locate. Finding Pat Smith is not easy to do. And
wow.
I got lucky. I found him on Facebook somehow.
Wow.
Because if you type Pat Smith on Twitter, think how many would come up.
Your specialties include running down people and understanding Bermuda grass at a high level.
Hey, at least you learned about the banana ball today.
Banana ball. And I also learned that Bermuda grass right now already is 1.5 inches rooted in.
It's pretty impressive.
It is. And it's a hot weather grass.
Feeds in the heat.
You
need to plant that in Havelock. I'm guessing you still got to water.
Stick to your own neighborhood.
Stick to your own neighborhood. All right.
Talk about my backyard.
Before we go to headline 4, Mayhem Monday, HuskerOnline Headlines is brought to you by who?
Oh, Sean. God, you do this to me. I got it. Sean, we got to sell some cars. I mean, it's a good time of year to sell cars, right? So if you happen to be looking for a new vehicle, and you always should kind of have your eye out, how about going for a new experience at Larson Motors in Nebraska City? It's one of the Midwest's only dealerships with all of the major brands in one location. We do this every week, finding your new Chevrolet, GMC, Hummer, Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Ram. It's really never been easier. So how about starting your new experience today, this week, at LarsonMotorGroup.com. That's Larson with an O, by the way, or at Larson Motors in Nebraska City. Go to Nebraska City. Go to Larson Motors. Larson Motors, real people.
Real deals. All right, let's jump it in to headline 4. And as we're going to continue to do here through the off season, it's time for, what time is it for?
Mayhem Monday. Mayhem Monday. And you experienced some mayhem back in the Bubba Starling period.
Yeah. So we wanted to keep a theme
mayhem
that made sense for Mayhem Monday. And let's do a fall camp mayhem. And one of the more interesting ones was 2011 when Bubba Starling came to Nebraska, was drafted by the Royals, and his agent, I believe it was Scott Boras at that time, advised him to attend college. So he came to Lincoln, as many remember, for 2 months.
Advised him to make it look like you're going to attend.
I would love to know if Bubba actually attended a class. He was enrolled, we know that, but did he actually do the homework?
He went to photo day. I remember that.
Yeah,
that was big.
So photo day was people at that point God, he might play football.
I was probably a little bit babe in the woods in that situation.
You were they got him.
I think they got him.
Well, I think Bo Pelini thought they had a chance.
Do you?
Well, they were dragging their decision out, and
Bubba,
it was getting to the point where they're going to have to start practice, because photo day back then was before practice started. And then as push came to shove, Peter Gammons a day later or 2 days later came out with a report that said Bubba Bo Pelini, yelling or chewing out or getting mad at the Starling family is probably not going to help Nebraska's chances to keep Bubba at Nebraska.
Why did he report that?
Peter Gammons, Major League Baseball Hall of Famer. I don't know. It was a high profile story. He was a first round draft pick. I believe his signing bonus was $7 million. It was a lot of money.
High first round pick.
High first round, hometown guy, Kansas City area player. And so at that point,
he's a big time player.
He was going to be a quarterback here.
Yeah.
He was set to be the guy for Nebraska as they entered the Big Ten. You remember that 2011 recruiting class? You had Aaron Green, Braylon Hurd, Amir Abdullah, Bubba Starling. You had a lot of dudes
pretty impressive
in that
right
recruiting class.
Yeah, right there's impressive.
Among many others.
Yeah, and Bubba could have run. He was going to be a running quarterback. I'm sure he could throw. We'll get to Peter Gammons' situation in a second. I did go watch him play baseball. I went down to Kansas City and watched him play a doubleheader, and it was pretty eye-opening on 3 counts, actually. His arm from center field was ridiculous. He threw the ball so low off the ground on the line. It was mesmerizing. He had a serious gun. He was playing a good Legion team and stealing third standing up easily. Now that's not easy to do. Standing up against a good Legion team, freak fast, freak speed, couldn't hit. He was 1 for 7. And I always thought, now I'm not pretending to be a major league scout, but I watched that doubleheader and I wondered if he could hit, and he couldn't hit.
He never hit for average.
No, couldn't do it at the major league level at all. He just, I don't know if it's as simple as saying he couldn't hit the curveball. I don't know if it's that. He didn't look great at the plate. Even in Legion ball, he didn't look great.
And he
probably hit about 450, but when I saw him, I thought, ooh, that's not what I thought it would look like.
But back to Gammon. So he makes this report, and I'm covering it hey, I'm going to follow this up. And I had a contact for Peter Gammons.
Okay.
So I called him, I interviewed him, and I got some context. What did you mean by that? Doing my job.
Yeah.
And
this is where it gets mayhemy.
And it was, Peter didn't say anything bad, at all. And in fact, he was complimentary about, he started talking to me about Darren Erstad and how much he loved Darren Erstad and this and that. And anyway, I put it on our board, I put it up on our site, but it wasn't anything bad. But the simple fact that I got a hold of Peter Gammons, because Bo Pelini probably couldn't get a hold of him, and I interviewed him cordially about him trashing Bo Pelini.
So Gammons trashed Bo.
In a diplomatic way. He reported evidently what happened,
and that Bo was hard on the Starling.
And here's
family.
Probably what happened. This is my guess, that Boras fed that to Gammons. Put this out there.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah, it's very possible.
I don't think the Starling family's talking to Peter Gammons.
But anyway, we show up at a practice in August, and Bo lights into a few reporters, including yourself. He got after somebody else too.
Well, then he found out after that I got a hold of Peter Gammons.
Oh,
and so I get a message from Keith Mann. Hey, Coach Pelini is going to be giving you a call.
So you're saying he lit you up at practice?
Not in person. No, after.
He lit up a couple guys that day in practice.
Because he was so mad. I think that Peter Gammons thing upset him so much. Well, then I'm up in the press box back then working with Robin, and you see that Bo Pelini pop up on my caller ID, and it was like just a punch coming up to your face. You're like, this is not going to be good.
That's not going to be good.
Like, Bo doesn't call you to talk about the weather.
Nope.
And I mean, it was
not to say hello.
This came Joe Gans and Jeff Jamrog, and I've talked about this after the fact years later. And it was a Taylor Martinez A&M level 2010 butt chewing. I mean, Bo just completely lit into me for calling Peter Gammons and questioned why I would call mother effing Peter Gammons. And he goes, your time is done. It's over. You're done. I mean, he was.
Yep, that's it. That's a good imitation.
And
I heard it before.
And I yelled back. I was yelling back at him.
So then what?
And so I was suspended for a week
from practice.
Oh God. But it got to the point where Bo cooled down, and like
I think he was cooled down in a couple days, actually.
Yeah,
but they just extended your suspension.
And Keith and Carl at that point were kind of like, "Hey, come on." And so I was in the next week, and then Bo's way of apologizing to me in his own at the Big Red Breakfast. I saw him the next week, maybe like on that Friday or whatever before the opener, and he just starts talking to me like nothing happened and was as nice as he ever could be. And then he kind of
that's awesome.
And he hinted to me that they were probably going to be offering Josh Banderas.
Is that right?
At Lincoln South.
That was his. Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, I probably took this too far. I'm going to give you a bone. But that was Bo. I mean, you dealt with 100 situations like that, Bo Pelini.
Yeah. I don't think he never kicked me out of practice, but I would often he would be upset with some other media member, but he knew me well enough, so he'd call me and vent or just get after me. I mean, yeah. Oh God. I have numerous stories like that, but I can hear that. You're done. I mean, I
did those days was
what did you do, by the way?
I went to the press box still, and then I would wait and just do things behind the scenes. And then when Robin got up there, I was doing stuff, whatever I could at that point.
It couldn't have been easy not knowing when you were going to be
back. And I didn't tell my wife because I didn't want her to get worried about it, and at that point. And
have you told her subsequently?
Well, so yeah, and we did. The other guys knew, and their wives knew from them. So she found out later on at the end of the year at the bowl trip.
Oh, she did.
One of the wives said to her, like that was crazy what happened to Sean with Bo at the start of the year, and she didn't know about it. So
God.
it was an awkward conversation.
Well, it's manageable though. It's pretty explainable.
I know how upset and I knew it was going to be fine.
Right.
I'm like, come on, it's silly.
Yeah, that's a tough call on your part though, to not tell her or tell her. That's a tough call.
I wasn't like lose my job or anything.
Right. No, you weren't going to lose your job over it. It was a tense time. And you know what? I'm going to double back, and you're probably right. Maybe there was a part of Bo that actually thought they're going to get Bubba Starling. I tried to think back on those. I didn't have many conversations with Bo about that. Because there's matters like that. He wouldn't say that much, even off the record.
It'd be a great, in a book type thing years later to go back and get that story.
Well, it'd be interesting to talk to Bubba now and say, were you serious about playing at Nebraska, or was that just leverage? Was that a leverage play that you were made? Go to Lincoln for a couple months.
Did Boris make you?
Yeah, go to Lincoln for a couple months and make it look like you're actually maybe going to play for Nebraska, and that could make you $1.5 million. That could make you $1 million.
And Bo probably, like you said, thought he had him, and then that Peter Gammons report hit, and I bet that just blew his lid off.
Well, there's stress. I'm glad we're doing this. This is a perfect Mayhem Monday, because what August is stress. We're not in August yet. We're close. It's a stressful, Sean. I've always said that to people. Covering Nebraska football in August is now, it's not as stressful as it used to be during when they had legit two-a-days,
And they just had those like horse tanks of water.
The guys would sit in. It's disgusting. But just, you remember, it was taxing for us. Imagine practicing for 2 hours twice a day, or sometimes 2+ practices. So, and Bo, as you remember, had some epic meltdowns in August. Oftentimes it was August when the big meltdowns like yours, like the one he had with you, would occur. August was a tough month for Bo. Injuries happen. I mean, when Fisher went down, remember that, when the linebacker from Millard, was he from Millard, by the way?
Sean Fisher.
When he went down, think how tense that was in camp. Remember that?
Think about when Tyler Moore just left camp.
Oh God, tension. I mean, Quentin Castillo goes down, tension. I mean, it's just, yeah, that's camp. Somebody's got to go down. It's already happened in the NFL. But anyway, yeah, that was, Sean, the Bubba Starling August show was mayhem. It was mayhem.
You had a first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
And then a Hall of Fame Major League Baseball reporter calling out your head coach.
And then
I got a hold of Peter in one phone call.
Doing your job and getting banned from practice for a week. That's mayhem. Sean, that's mayhem. That is.
That's mayhem.
Yeah.
We could do the Sean Watson one of these days too.
Brief me.
When he was offered the Alabama job. And
yes.
Save that one for
later. Save that one.
That's
mayhem.
That's another.
That's not August, but that's still mayhem.
That's another banana ball in our bag. All right.
That was good.
Before we get to headline number 5, speaking of the Kansas City Royals, we've got Husker Night at the K and HuskerOnline helping the Royals promote this great event. We've sold hundreds of tickets alone with our discounted code. It's not a code, actually. It's a link. You can find it on our show description page here on any of our shows over the summer. Click on the link. You're going to get discounted tickets for the game the night after the Cincinnati-Nebraska football game on Friday night. The Royals will play the Tigers at Kauffman Stadium. It's Husker Night at the K. You'll get discounts on parking, discounts on tickets, and the opportunity to opt in if you want the windbreaker. It's a extra $15, I believe, to get the windbreaker. And they're running out though. Last I had heard, there was only a couple hundred windbreakers left.
I'll be damned.
So you can still get that. You'll get the discount no matter what. And you can choose if you want to opt in to get the windbreaker or not. Husker Night at the K. Check out the link on our bio page or on the Red Sea Scrolls message board, and take advantage of it. We're going to be, Robin and I and the crew, or some of us are going to be at the game.
I wonder if Robin will be there.
If he is, you're going to be there. That was your way of saying it, because Sipple's got to get back and
do my thing. I mean, some writing's got to be involved in that weekend,
Well,
whatever. Though.
Let's get into odds.
Hey, listen, it'll be fun. I say it every show. I hope Alex is there.
Gordon,
one of my all-time, Alex Gordon, one of my all-time favorite Huskers, any sport.
They've asked you to throw out the first pitch.
They have not asked me, and I wouldn't. I've tried that at the Salt Dogs game, and it's not pretty.
I've learned my lesson on stunts.
Yeah.
They're not out there to make me look like Mel Gibson. I mean, they're out there to
Mel Gibson of all people. All right, move on there.
Let's make this moment look really good. No, let's hope it looks really bad, then make it look even worse.
Beautiful.
All right, odds and ends.
God, Rule does appreciate that you did it, because he gives me endless hell
crap
about not doing it. Yeah.
Teddy Prohaska. How about the comes to camp, looks great, tests with a 29-inch vertical.
Did you have a 29-inch vertical? You had a good vertical. But you're not 6'10", 320. What was your vertical?
Like 32.
Oh, that's good. But Teddy.
But I was like 175 pounds back then.
Teddy is 6'10", 320, and has a 28-inch plus vertical. What that does for me is it reaffirms what I always say about these guys. I think I like covering football because I'm covering a bunch of people that can do things that I can't do. They're tougher than hell. They're freak athletes.
And I think Teddy's leaned up. You know, watched Teddy since he was 16. And
have you really?
I think the best versions of Teddy I've seen are when he's really lean and light.
Well, Teddy, I think, is pretty lean right now. And I was told, watch him. He's ready. He's ready to challenge for that right tackle job. If not the left tackle, he can play both of them, Sean. I mean, did you lay eyes on him today?
I didn't get a great view of him because I was walking around.
I didn't either.
He's on the videos that we have on HuskerOnline on the YouTube page. A couple other odds and ends from camp. Both tight ends, Mac Markway, Carter Nelson out there. Both could factor into what may be a four-headed monster at that tight end position.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Heinrich Harburg, as well as Luke Lindenmeyer.
Yeah, I would say to really what's happened is Markway in the last couple of weeks has sort of made his way onto the radar screen in part because we mentioned him in Tunnel Talk. And now we asked Rule about Markway. And I'm telling you, Markway's in, he's in that first four for sure. Rule said he's a big, explosive, powerful man. He also said he can move the line of scrimmage. That gets your attention. Okay. But he also has great hands. He runs over 21 miles an hour at 260 pounds. You have mentioned he played at LSU as a true freshman. He had 3 catches as a true freshman at LSU. So he's coming off of a second knee injury. You watch that, but I was told he's a beast. So I'd be ready.
And Carter Nelson, we mentioned earlier, the physical gains he's made in the lower body.
Yeah, I'd say both. And I don't know, did I mention on this show earlier, he told us last summer, I'll always remember it, when he was at camp. He was at one of the June camps, kids camps, high school camps. And we ran across him, and he just in the midst of conversation, he said, I've never really never lifted weights in high school. Well, if you see him now, he's lifting weights. I mean, now, but you just got to see where this goes. I don't want to overhype him. I think what you saw, if you just look at the video from last year, you'll see the plays where the ball was thrown to him. You see a fluidity that's rare. So I just want to try to keep my excitement in check. See how August goes.
Another one of those all August, all bus team guys, Williams Nwaneri.
Whoa.
It's just a matter of,
you saw him,
but you still get the sense he's got a ways to go. Cam Lenhart was asked just about who, the D-line group, and he didn't mention Nwaneri as one of like the top group guys, which kind of falls in line with what we've known.
Yep.
That looks the part, but has yet to maybe put it all together. That to me is such a big storyline in August. Can they get Nwaneri to the point where he's going to be a factor?
Yeah, because you see him and what they list him at 6'7". Hold on. Nwaneri. He's listed at 6'7". He's 265. He just the way he looks. I'm just talking about looks. He looks like a bigger Randy Gregory. Which, think about that now. I remember I was standing by you when Randy Gregory got here, and you said it looks like he got lost on the way to an SEC team. Randy was a freak physical specimen. So is Nwaneri, but he's bigger than Randy. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I think August, one thing to say, he's only a redshirt freshman. He doesn't have to be his best football player, the best football player he's going to be right now. It'd be nice. And I think I've said it probably 7 times. August is important for him. Yeah, get yourself ready. You said it. 3 weeks really is what you got. I mean,
3 weeks, then you really start to turn the page to
game preparation. So you got these weeks. I hope he approaches with a lot of urgency.
Other news, odds and ends, Deion Sanders.
Wow.
Health update. Doctors reveal that Coach Prime cured of his bladder cancer. And I know a lot of people were trying to speculate when, there's going to be a press conference with his medical team.
There was.
Like what it was going to be about. Like bad news, good news. Well, obviously good news in Boulder.
Kind of good news. I mean, that's rough. Rough.
Well, he's not stepping away.
Right. He's not. No. You kind of wonder, though. Not like, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but that's still tough stuff to deal with at age 57.
So Deion Sanders will be coaching without his son this year. I think a lot of people interested to see what that's going to look like.
Well, what Dion has said is that we're a better team. We had two great players, but we're a better team. That's what he has said. The two great players, his son and Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner.
So we got Dion back. Nothing else really, unless you got something else I'm leaving out on your odds and ends.
Well, there's a ton. We could sit here and chew the fat all afternoon about what you saw today. It was just nice being back. I heard a lot of media guys say it's just great being back.
Huge group, by the way.
A huge group of media there today.
There can't be any bigger than that in the country that was in there for that open period. I mean, it was like two school buses of people unloading to shoot 20 minutes of practice.
What you like in our case is structure. I mean, you just, now we go through several month period where we get a lot of information. You don't have to dig for anything. So,
and it's pretty locked down who they let in there. Like if you notice, there really weren't any civilians walking around.
Rules.
Even the yellow coder guys, they don't go in anymore. They just stand outside by the door, like the event staff workers. I mean, the inside of practice is pretty secure as it is, and there's really
that.
There's really only one door in.
I like these discussions. I like it, and I like something that Rule has brought to Nebraska, and that is a big time feel. I always have said to you, I want Nebraska. I want the coach to treat it like a big time organization, not a junior college team. We've had a couple coaches that it felt like it was going a little too far to the junior college side. No, this should be treated like the big time blue blood program that it is. And Rule respects this program so much, and he treats it that way.
I wonder if Coach Osborne will be out there in August.
I
imagine like Saturdays or, he'll come out.
Well, it's got to cool off. I mean, I don't want to give a weather report, but today's Monday. Wednesday, I think you're going to feel highs in the 80s or 70s.
Perfect weather for camp.
Is it though? I think you want heat.
Yeah, these guys are so well conditioned now, though.
You want some heat though, because it's going to get back. It's going to return.
Because you look early in the year, Houston Christian will be in the heat.
Cincinnati could be in the heat.
Michigan, 8:00 kick.
Good point.
Sun will be down.
Good point.
At that point, it'll be at least off the stadium. And then the Michigan one at 2:30 is the game that on September 22nd.
Could be, yeah.
Then you got a bye week. Then you play Michigan State on October 6th.
Yeah, you shouldn't be worried about it too much.
I'd say the Michigan game is the one, if I'm just like thinking about how the weather's played out the last few years, that could be the 95-degree game.
Yep.
You hope it's not, but.
Yeah. Well, Nebraska, fortunately, I'd say for the kids, they're going to get a nice run of cool weather in this camp. Again, as a coach, I wouldn't want it to be too long of a run.
Remember the years where we would have fall camp at night?
Yeah, we were covering it. It was multiple years.
Because they were so worried about the heat. Because there would be like those weeks where it was like 100 degrees for 2 weeks.
Yep. And we would scurry over there and be writing notebooks on deadline.
They were running their practices at one point, I want to say at 8:00 at night.
Yeah, I'd get back at the Journal Starling at 10:05.
And they'd go 7:30 or 8 to 10.
Yeah.
And like the TV news would like have their truck out there and just do their report right outside the parking lot because it was getting over that late.
We like this better.
A little bit more.
Because we can do our show.
Yeah, perfect. Well, we'll be back. Regular show schedule really throughout fall camp. And then once we get to game week, we'll start to enter our in-season mode. So for our post-season, off-season listeners, we've been doing the 2 headline shows and then the 1 HOL show a week. Once the season starts with games, we'll shift into a regular HuskerOnline show on Tuesdays, a headline show on Thursdays, and then post-game live on Saturday.
Okay. Sounds good.
There's too much to worry, but we can't really get 4 shows a week. That's just too much.
In my opinion.
I think 3 is kind of the sweet spot that we found.
Yeah. All right. Good job, Sean.
Well, wrapping it up here for Steve Sipple, I'm Sean Callahan. We'll see you later in the week here on the HuskerOnline channel.